Alright y'all, today we're making frosted cookie brownies. So, it's my first video. I'm taking over Martha Stewart's spot. So just bear with me. This first part of this assignment that we're gonna do, hey, and this is something, man, fellas love chocolate. So, hey, this is too easy to do. I don't want to hear anything about, I can't cook. BS. Alright, so this first step we're getting ready to do, we're getting ready to get our cookie dough, and we're going to roll it up into our 13x9 pan and bake that for 10 minutes. So here we go. Got a pan, cookie dough. I just got little generic brand from the store. It's like $3 or $4. So pretty much we're going to use this whole tube up. Get a knife here and cut this open. First step, before anything, before I even touch it, you wash my hands. Always wash your hands. Yeah. Sometimes Chalet goes out of town and that's when I get to experiment. She's pretty picky, so I gotta make sure that I know what I'm doing before I, let her try it. Squeeze our cookie dough out into this pan. Yeah, you want to get it all out. Make sure you got every single piece of it. Oh, that's the plastic. You want to get all of that that's in there. And this is going to be the base of our brownies, the actual cookie. This is going to be pretty awesome, I'm telling you. Might be a little bit too big, but we'll make it work. I'm just going to set this back over here so I can get a better surface. Pat it down a little bit better. You want to make sure it covers the whole bottom of the pan. So you may have to work with it a little bit. It's probably that's as best I got it, but as you see, it's taking up the whole pan. We're going to put this in the oven now on 350 for about 10 minutes. Start my timer then. Next step, what we're going to do, we're going to get our butter, marshmallows, what else we got going in here? Our chocolate chips. We're going to put these on the stove. This is going to be the base. This is going to be like our brownie mixture. So we're going to get all this together. See, I really need some new hands in here. Rinse my hands off a bit. Yeah, I think we're gonna use about a stick of butter. I think that's what the recipe calls for. A cup of butter. So, when in doubt, I've got my measuring cup. We'll just dig this bad boy right on in here. Yeah. gosh, that's a lot of butter, but hey. Put that in there. Now, I'm not a big marshmallow fan, so I'm not going to put a bunch of marshmallows in this, but I am going to put some in there. Chocolate chips. Marshmallows in there. And now, I'm a big chocolate fan, so I can tell you, I'm probably gonna put this whole bag in. These no good. Throw that out. Yeah, there we go. Those bad boys in there. Great thing about being a cook, you get to taste it as you go along. Alright. Bring this over so we can check out what we got going on. Oh, sorry about that. That right there, that's our, this is gonna be our base. This is gonna be our base right here for, I don't know if you guys can see, there we go. This is gonna be our base pretty much for our brownie batter. We're gonna let that melt for a little bit. While that's melting, just some quick things. We're gonna use a little confection sugar in here. That stuff you kind of want to be careful with, man, because it can get really messy. It's almost like flour, and it can get everywhere. So just rule of thumb. And I kind of like to clean as I go along in the kitchen. So while these two items are cooking and stuff, give y'all a little break. I know y'all like, I want to try this. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes when this brownie batter is done. In the meantime, we'll get ready for our second session. All right, y'all, we're back. We're gonna get started with this second part, the brownie layer, and then the frosting, and we're good. So here we go. Get my brownie batter. I put it in the fridge to let it cool a little bit. That's so you get the right texture. As you can see, my marshmallows, they're not melted all the way through, but they'll do. They'll do. So what we're gonna do, let me get my mixing spoon here. We're gonna get 4 eggs. We're gonna crack these bad boys. Get them in here. Ah, yeah. God damn it. I hope that wasn't a shell. Excuse my language. Gosh, dog it. I think we did. Be careful. I'm not the best egg cracker. I can tell you that. That's 2. That's the good stuff. Alright. See? That's 3. 4. Rule of thumb, when you're baking desserts, the more eggs, the more kind of creamier your texture, not creamier, but the more cake-like your your item that you're baking is going to be. You're going to get those eggs mixed in there really well. Get them all mixed up. Man, these are going to be so awesome. I'm telling you now, I'll let you know how these turn out. Hey, how does Paula D's, like, we're going to add a little oil to this. After we get this all mixed up, our eggs mixed up in here. I almost lost my spoon in my batter. Come on. Rinse my hands off. spoon off too. Yep, Shalay gonna kill me when she finds out what a mess I'm making in her kitchen. But I do what I do. I'm a chef. Alright, we got a little vanilla extract. We're gonna just add about 2 teaspoons of that. That should be enough right there. We'll pick that back up. Alright. Got a little salt and a little baking powder that we're going to add. Not much, just a little bit to kind of offset the sweetness. About a teaspoon of salt. And about another teaspoon of baking powder. This is to get it to rise up a little bit. That should be good right there. Mix that up really good. As you can see, it's kind of looking like the batter that you buy out the store whenever you buy brownie batter from Nestle. So we're getting that mixed up in here. And I didn't show you guys, but look at that. There's our bottom, there's our big cookie right there. That's going to be really good. Next, what we want to do, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. We're going to take a cup of flour. We're going to mix that in here as well. I don't suggest eyeballing this and get a measuring cup, but I'm a professional. So when you're a professional, you can kind of eyeball these things. That should be about enough. And last but not least, got a bag of walnuts, and how many is this? 4 ounces? We just have the whole thing of walnuts in here. That's going to be really good. Alright. So, we're mixing up. And I got to tell you, I'm on the time limit here, man. We're supposed to be cooking out by 3 o'clock, so it's 1 o'clock now. Should have already had these already baked, but hey, it is what it is. To speed this process up, I think I'm going to get my whisk. Here we go. If you have a whisk, this is always so much easier to mix with. I was being a little lazy, trying to keep from having to wash a lot of dishes, but I will. There we go. That's getting a nice mix right there. As you can see it. Look at that. It's looking really good. Just want to beat this till it gets really smooth. The smoother, the better. The more work you put in here, the better your product will taste, I promise you. I'll leave my oven on. Don't want that to get cold on me. Alright. This is looking really good. So, all y'all out there that think y'all can't cook, that's a bunch of crap. Get online. There's so many recipes, man. I try at least one new recipe out a week. Just, kind of keep things spiced up in the household, if you know what I'm saying. Sometimes don't get bored fixing the same old meals, the same old desserts. Oh, I'll just go get a candy bar or some ice cream. Man, no, try some stuff. Try some new stuff. New stuff. 2013, year of the new stuff. Try it out. I got so many friends that think they can't cook. Little do they know. What you can't do, you can't do. Or what you think you can't do, you can't do. Alright. I think that's about as good as my little wrist is going to get this, so there we go. We're going to pour this into our cookie base. bring the camera over here so y'all can see just how pretty this looks right here. Look at that. Hang on. Yeah. That, we're getting ready to put that bad boy in the oven. It's gonna be off the chain. And while, camera issues. That's why I need my personal cameraman. When I make it big, I won't be a cameraman. Alright, we're gonna pop this in the oven. Let that bake for 350 for about 30 minutes. Yep, we got 30 minutes going. Now we're gonna get into the frosting real quick. I'm gonna bring y'all over here just so you can see what's going on for our frosting. Really, let's do this right here. Matter of fact, maybe you can see a little better. Oh, yeah. All right, last but not least, we're gonna do our frosting. So what you got is pretty much 3 cups of confection sugar. Confection sugar is a thick powdery stuff that's usually on the top of powdered donuts and stuff. Use that anytime you ever want to make your own homemade frosting. Experiment with it. You can use you can mix confection sugar with almost any extract, vanilla, coconut, whatever, and some butter. It'll give you a great frosting every time. Cinnamon, however you name it. But today we're gonna use confection sugar. I'm gonna use sugar-free chocolate syrup. Healthy as always. And we're gonna use a little bit of butter. And what else do we have in there? Oh, and some milk. We're gonna stir that into our saucepan. So here we go. And I'm just gonna kind of eyeball everything. Stir in a little milk. Here's our milk. Remember what I said. With confection sugar, be careful because this crap is so light and powdery, man. It gets everywhere. We're just gonna use the rest of this bag up. It calls for about 3 cups. I'm just gonna use the rest of this bag. That should be more than enough. Recipe calls for more marshmallows for the frosting, so I'm not going to add a lot because I'm not a big fan of the marshmallows or whatever. But we'll add a little. Oh shoot, that was too many. Oh well. And I even dropped one. And got a little sugar-free chocolate syrup. So much easier. And we're just gonna kind of let this almost marinate, if you will, for I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so. Back in about 30 minutes after our brownies ready, we'll be doing our And last but not least, this is our finished product. We've got our frosting over it. We're gonna let that cool. And we'll try it out in a little bit.